The redevelopment area of Kobe City, Hyogo Prefecture, Harborland attracts many tourists. It's among Kansai's most stylish spots. When the area opened, it was called Minato Mirai in the east, Harborland in the west. Commercial facilities are everywhere, making the city lively day and night. However, some stand out, while others remain hidden despite some commercial facilities shining. Those hidden in the shadows, these commercial facilities include a department store that withdrew from Japan at record speed. Despite 4 management changes and a turbulent history, it still operates today. It's a building like a phoenix. What on earth happened? This time, I'll introduce Kobe Harbor Center in Chuo Ward, Kobe City, Hyogo Prefecture. So, I've arrived at Harborland. The nearest stations to Harborland are Japan Railway's Kobe Station or Harborland Station on the subway Kaigan line. It's also within walking distance from the downtown areas of Sanomiya and Motomachi. This is a commercial facility called Umi. After many changes, AEON Mall now operates it. The building in the foreground is generally called Mosaic, and the building in the back right is often collectively referred to as Umi. The Harbor Center I'm showing is farther back in Umi, so let's walk there. Even though it's a weekday, there are really a lot of people at Umi. People flow varies by location, but its popularity comes from effectively attracting inbound tourists. The low parking fees, despite being a tourist spot, are likely a main reason. Some places offer 7 hours of free parking on weekdays and 2 hours on weekends. It's kind of crazy. The Anpan Man Museum and other attractions make it very popular with families. Once you pass through the sea, you'll see the Harbor Center. This is how they're positioned in relation to each other. Kaiei is near American Park, known for Kobe Port Tower, while Harbor Center is close to Kobe Station and Harborland Station. Besides Kaiei and Harbor Center, there are also spots like Promena, Kobe, and Karamini. There are commercial facilities, but since they're not thriving now, I hope to show them to you in the future. Even so, there really are a lot of commercial facilities everywhere. Now, this isn't the front of Harbor Center, so let's go around. We've come around. As you go further in, it rises in waves and gets higher. The unique exterior would look like a mountain if trees were planted on it. It doesn't appear to be a commercial facility from outside. It feels like it could be used for something like a museum or an art gallery. Kobe Harbor Center opened in 2014. The facility includes 3 buildings, a commercial building with 2 basement and 5 above-ground floors, an office building with 22 floors above the commercial space, and a hotel with 17 above-ground floors. Currently, the hotel building is occupied by a hotel brand called Crown Palace. It is a limited liability company under the umbrella of Hotel Management International. Harborly is Kobe Harbor Center. They manage the entire operation. The building itself was completed in 1992, and Harbor Lease is the 4th company to manage it. This time, the focus is on the commercial building. Now let's go inside from the first floor and take a look at the current situation. Is there anything particularly noticeable about tenants leaving? Not really, but the store signs still retain the atmosphere of the former department store. The building hasn't undergone any major renovation since it was completed, and it started out as a department store. I like that traces of the past remain. Looking right, you see a massive atrium. Kobe has many commercial spaces with these huge atriums. They seem obsessed, and I really like it. The atrium extends from the first basement floor all the way up to the 5th floor, which is the top floor of the commercial building. And what's more, there are still a few of those see-through elevators left. Until a year ago, it was still an atrium with glass elevators. This was once called an introduction channel, and I'm glad I finally got to introduce something today. I've come down to the basement level. This is where the atrium starts, and it's pretty spacious. Actually, it's not just a regular atrium. It's an event space called Space Theater. Judging by the words Space Theater written on the glass windows, It's the Harbor Center. This name was used before it opened. It holds up to 400 people and has a 265-inch monitor. That's nice. It's valued because no other spaces like this exist in Harborland. Even when I checked, it was used often. Because of this atrium, a considerable amount of sales floor space is lost, so I wonder how it affects profitability. World Buffet, Gyomu Super, Caesarea, and a crane game specialty store were tenants on the first basement floor. The second floor has fashion stores like Avail, Shimamura, and other good shops. The hallway looks narrow, but after you pass through the commercial facility's automatic doors, it feels surprisingly spacious. Maybe they installed automatic doors inside the store to prevent the sound from events held at the Space Theater from leaking out. The third floor has Daiso and Nitori, which is also large and spacious. And probably the only vacant space right now has some chairs placed in front of it so you can at least take a break. The Harbor Center only has free benches here, so they don't really let you rest anywhere else. It's the only oasis. Since there's an event space, they're considering options. If you want to rest, let's go to the front of the rice store. The fourth and fifth floors house Kobe City facilities. This was a failure. Commercial and city facilities often force or fill the space. Harbor Center. Previously, all 5 floors were commercial facilities, but now it's been reduced to just the 3rd floor. Except for the fact that city facilities occupy 2 floors. Although management on the 4th floor changed, people remain, and there are almost no vacancies. The Space Theater looks terrifying from the 5th floor. It has the ability to attract customers on days when events are held. I guess there are people who watch from here too. There was a sign outside introducing the tenants. With stores like Daiso, Nitori, Shimamura, Gyomu Super, Caesarea, and Komeda, it's a very down-to-earth tenant lineup, which I think is great. It totally changes Harborland's stylish, date-friendly image. With stores like Nisha Matsuya and Birthday, it's great for families. Are the only high-end tenants the temporary furniture stores on the 2nd basement floor? In 2024, it received 130,000 likes on X as Harbor Center's impressive tenant lineup became a hot topic. They really have a lineup of highly rated tenants from all over the country. Harborland was redeveloped from a freight station and factory area and opened in 1992. Kobe's coast was lined with factories, industrial complexes, and port facilities, but there was an intention to create a place where ordinary citizens could visit and turn it into a tourist spot. See reference. Shio Dome in Tokyo, known for Nippon Television, is also being redeveloped similarly. Seibu Department Store led the development of the current Harbor Center area. That same year, Harborland opened. Kobe Seibu also opened here. It launched with much fanfare as a hub for 21st century city development, expecting annual sales of 22 billion yen. However, it didn't even reach a third of its target. It became a really dire situation. With no other options, Seibu Department Store withdrew after just 2 years, its fastest exit ever. From what I found, no other department store, even at other companies, closed in just 2 years. This may be Japan's fastest withdrawing department store. Changing the subject, a while ago the YouTuber Zatsuburo mentioned that there are no images of Kobe Seibu during its operation available on the internet. I searched online, but as expected, found nothing. Currently, they exist in only a few books. Since they withdrew after only 2 years, few people have photos to begin with. Even if some were uploaded to blogs, many sites have shut down, so they may no longer be viewable. After Kobe Seibu withdrew, the founder of Persona, an adventure entrepreneur, took over the management. and Kobe Harbor Circus opened in 1996. See-through elevator. There used to be a pretty big clown set up in front, a Yoshimoto theater, and even a train running inside the store. They really went all out on entertainment. It was a commercial facility. Kobe Seibu closed about 2 years ago, and its quick closure made retailers hesitant to open new stores. The 1995 Great Hanshin Awaji earthquake was another reason. However, this one also lost money, so they withdrew in 2004. Next, Bikis opened at the end of 2004. It was operated by a company affiliated with Nomura Real Estate. They focused on amusement-type tenants, such as game centers and 24-hour entertainment facilities. At that time, the building had up to 60 stores. There are now 20 stores in Harbor Center, which is much more than before. It's very spacious, but since it's not a commercial facility, each store likely didn't have much space, right? By 4 years later, tenants dropped by half to 30 stores, and management abandoned the facility by the 8th year. Management switched to Nihon Kansai, and the facility was renamed Familio. Previously, it was a commercial facility aimed at young people, Harborland's main customers. But this time, they decided to shift their focus toward families. They added a food court and picture book corner to attract families, but it failed. They operated in places like hotels and left Hotel Niota in 2009. Afterward, tenants kept leaving, and by Familio's end, only 4 stores remained, including Family Mart and Caesarea. Having offices is one thing, but tenants who truly draw customers are another. All floors above the 3rd are closed. In 2011, the current operator acquired it and opened a commercial facility for inbound customers with around 80 stores moving in. That was the plan, but they lacked enough tenants. In 2014, they renamed it Harbor Center and have since focused on serving the local community. Now, as for why things haven't gone well so far, I believe there are mainly 3 reasons. First, there's the issue with Harborland itself. Though it's one of Kobe's top tourist spots, many say it's inconvenient to reach due to the city's highways and national roads. It's technically connected by Duo Kobe, an underground shopping street, but it's not well known. Since the land was divided and sold to different companies, it wasn't developed as a unified area, making everything look similar. Commercial facilities emerged everywhere, becoming a cause. In Harborland, this happened not only in the western part of Kobe. Companies like Hankyu Department Store, Takashimaya, and Daiei withdrew one after another from operations. Famous companies that had opened stores there also kept withdrawing one after another. Mozaku is the only place still operating with its original concept since the town opened. It's still the most crowded. Now let's discuss the building's location and recognition. It's the nearest commercial facility from Japan Railway's Kobe Station or Harborland Station. It's often overlooked as people usually choose the more tourist-focused Mosaic. There are also places like Kobe Harbor Circus, Bikis, Familio, and Harbor Center. I wonder how many people know these places' names. One reason is the facility names keep changing, and they're not recognized as commercial facilities in Harborland. Next, let's talk about the structure of the building. They really put a lot of effort into it. It's the content that makes the event space stand out. It's hard to know what stores are there. Since each section is larger and there are fewer stores, I don't think it's a big concern. But if there are a lot of stores, like 60 or so, it gets tiring to shop. Why has business remained stable since it became Harbor Center? Locals said, the management will probably change again anyway. That's true, but it's been over 10 years since it became Harbor Center. Their focus on being community-based has truly paid off. They've set themselves apart from other Harborland commercial facilities. Aside from the well-known explanation, they have tenants who excel at attracting customers and are highly recognized. As I mentioned earlier, it's a lineup of tenants that's sure to go viral on X. For locals, this is the most visited commercial spot in Harborland, more than the ocean. Don't you agree? During the Familio era, it temporarily closed. Since Daiso has now returned, the rent must have gotten quite a bit cheaper. I felt that every time the management changed, the selling price went down, and thanks to that, the rent could also be lowered. Also, since the current operating company manages the commercial and hotel buildings and owns the office building, this may work well as they can support each other. In this era demanding efficiency and cost reduction, I emphasize the importance of these event spaces. Commercial facilities probably won't be built easily. Though the department store closed faster than others in Japan and changed management several times, it's unsurprising the building was demolished and is now an empty lot valued mainly by local residents. It has been reborn as a commercial facility. Since it's a commercial facility that's been around for over 30 years since its completion and is located by the sea, aging has become an issue. But maybe it's been well maintained. Everywhere was spotless. I hope they'll continue to operate for many years to come. That's it for this video. See you again in the next one.